Hello, party people. Every time I hop on stream, I immediately see how fucked up headphone hair I have, and I'm like, oh my god, it's over. I'm gonna never stream again. I was born to be ugly. It's funny, in the Discord this week, there was chats about, like, how I shouldn't claim the culture of ugly people because I don't actually know what it's like to be ugly. But, I feel that's a whole nother discussion. Anyway, good morning, party people. Welcome to the stream. War Mike says hello. Hello, War Mike. So glad you could join me on this lovely, well, for at least in where I am, the lovely morning. I'm sure it's evening for you guys. Sokla says, I know I'm going to have the best 2 hours of the week for the next 2 hours. Let's go. I know, I'm about to have a great time, too. We're playing Slave Spire 2. I'm going to have a great time, too. And we're playing Slave Spire 2. Because there's the new, they just updated the main patch, so I'm very excited. It's like very excited to play this, and we have a hard stop in 2 hours, so it will be a 2-hour stream, but it's gonna be great. Or Mike says streams that aren't at 4 a.m. in my time zone are so back. Yes, it's an early stream this week because I've got to, like I said last week, I've got to go to a wedding later, so I've got a hard stop in 2 hours, but. Yes, I'm very glad we can have an early stream for all my European and or a relatively early stream for all my European and Asian homies. Next week is gonna be a hard, like, 4 p.m. stream though, just perfect U.S. time zone. America #1, got to give my American homies throw my American homies a bone, and also. Also, I mean, I think that was it. Snajowski says, yellow. Welcome to the stream, Snajowski. Hope you're having a beautiful day, whatever time it is where you are. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day, whatever time it is where y'all are. I'm having a pretty good morning. I mean, I just woke up, did my usual stuff, walked moose, had some breakfast, and now I'm here playing some video games. What could be better? What could be better than playing some video games first thing in the morning? So yeah, hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Esauce8920. Welcome back to the stream, Esauce8920. Hope you're also having a beautiful day. I guess, yeah, everyone have a beautiful day. I'm doing well. Yeah, I've been trying to wake up earlier because I have an interview on Monday, like, in the morning, and normally I don't wake up that early at the time of my interview, but I'm trying to, like, wake up earlier, but then I didn't go to sleep early last night. And my sleep schedule's been a little fucked up the last few days, but I did wake up at 8:30 a.m. this morning. We're gonna get myself to wake up at 7:30 a.m. is gonna be very nice. Deal 6 damage. We are in the overgrowth, so I feel like this is okay. This is okay. This is like a this is a pretty economic attack card, so we're gonna do that. Vibing Otter says, hello, sir, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, Vibing Otter. Just exposed what time zone you're in, but that's okay, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're vibing, Otter. Good to see you again, Vibing Otter. Popping in every now and then just to vibe up in here. A Ball Lightning's a very good, I mean, and we have Uproar, so I feel like we got to go a little hard on our attacks, especially since we're in the Overgrowth, which I've been told from the Slay the Spire subreddit you need attacks for. Sokla says, love your hair, thank you. We're going to eat the egg. You spawned an enormous shambling beast chased off an injured green bird. In the alcove bird fled from, a single unguarded egg lies abandoned. Your stomach gurgles. Just have some eggs for breakfast. I always feel bad eating the egg because I do love the little cute character you get, but it's just such a bad, like, economy to waste a rest site getting a attack card. War Mike says, to a point you raised in your recent video, living in Brooklyn because you're too poor for Manhattan is like being too poor to be a trillionaire. So you just have to make do as a centibillionaire. Very true, War Mike. Yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of discussion in the Discord too about, like, the jealousy video, and I feel like maybe I talk I was, like, harping too much on the Knicks thing because I feel like well, I don't know, there's different things to talk about here because, like, I guess to acknowledge the point you're making. Yeah, I feel like I mean, it's very true. You know, we could all be starving children in Africa, as the cliche goes. I'm not saying that's like a that's like a you know, there's lots of reasons why that's like a problematic thing to say, but like, you know, that's the thing everyone says. That being said, like, I totally get what you're saying, which is that, like, you know, all of us have a lot of, you know, if you're watching this stream, you probably have an internet connection, and thusly, like, all of us are probably doing better than like 95% of people in the world. So like, it's very true that, like, you know, there's you know, yeah, like, sometimes I feel like a fucking asshole for being like, oh man, my life is so hard, when I, like, you know, have a roof over my head, and like I eat food every day, and you know, I'm you know, compared to the rest of the world, I'm very privileged. So I totally get what you're saying, War Mike. And I'm not saying that you're saying that, like, well, you know, I'm just gonna ramble. You know, I feel like when people, like, say, like, oh, because, like, there's, like, someone suffering more than you currently in the world, you are not allowed to complain about anything. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, or Mike. You know, I totally, like I said, I totally understand the point you're making. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes people are like, oh, because there's, like, starving children in Africa, no one else is allowed to ever complain about everything, which I feel like is not, you know, that's not, like, true. Everyone, you know, sometimes everyone's got problems in their life, and sometimes you just gotta complain about it. But I do see the balance. You know, there's a balance, is basically what I'm trying to say. Everyone, I think, totally has the right to complain about their lives, because, like, life is hard, and sometimes I feel like it's a natural, hardwired human, like, thing to want to, like, complain about your life, just to, like, get, I'm really going in on this, just to, like, really, like, get those feelings out of you, you know what I mean? Because otherwise, I'm just gonna walk around all day. I'm really going in on this, so sorry, War Mike, I'm not sure you meant to open up this can of worms, but I'm also gonna catch up the channel a bit, you know. But it's also not like, oh, everyone should just walk around and be like, I'm so happy with my life all the time because I get to eat food every day, I have no problems, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would also just be like a very, that would kind of be like that would be annoying if I had to be like, oh, I'm not allowed to ever complain about my life because, like, I have food. That being said, there is, like, a balance. You don't want to be like, you know, we do have to realize that I have to realize I'm very privileged, and you know, maybe complaining about, like, random bullshit in my life, sometimes you could just have a little bit of perspective, and then the random bullshit does not seem so annoying. That's all I'm trying to say. That was a really long tangent, sorry. Sockless says, well, I also feel like there are solidly middle-class people, even in rich cities like NYC, and interborough wealth disparity is very visible, I would believe. That's also true, Sockless. Like, there's definitely a lot of poor people in Brooklyn and in New York City as a whole. Like, you know, we still have, like, minimum wage. There's a lot of minimum wage employees in New York City, whether they're working in you know, fast food or fucking, you know, retail jobs, or, like, you know, the fucking, like, government employees, compared to, like, the cost of living in New York City, definitely don't get paid a lot. So, like, that's a very fair point, and that's a very fair point, and I feel like, you know, it's just a very fair point. I don't even know where I was going with that. I guess it's just that, like, yeah, New York City can be a very expensive city to live in. It can be hard for people, and I don't blame people. Like, New York City is a very tough city to live in, as I've been saying the whole time. Miguel Torres the third. I thought it was ill. No, Miguel Torres the third says 6826 says, what up, big dog? What up, Miguel Torres? 6826. If you're from the future and you were born in the year 6826, that's crazy that you've chosen to watch the stream. But I'm assuming you're not from the future. But I hope you're having a wonderful day, Miguel Torres. I always try to, whenever I see someone new in chat, I always try to, like, shout them out ASAP, because I'm like, I don't know if these people have like the patience to listen to me yap for like, you know, however long before I get to their comment. And I feel like if I acknowledge them, then they're like, oh, this guy, like, you know, he fucking cares about me. But anyway, that's that. Dead Paradise says, OMG, it's Introverted Madness. OMG, it's Dead Paradise. My favorite Hideo Kojima Kimi no Nawa enjoyer. My favorite guy from the UK. I actually, Dead Paradise, I do believe you're like the only person I know from the UK. So shout out Dead Paradise, my favorite guy in the UK. Sockless says, OMG, it's our favorite Brit. Oh, Sockless, you read my mind. Dead Paradise says, OMG, it's our favorite Korean. I believe Sockless also is the only person I know. Once again, hopefully you guys don't take offense to me using quotation marks for no. But, you know, I haven't actually met you guys in real life. That's why I'm using quotation marks. But, yeah, I believe Sockless is also the only person I know from South Korea. So, shout out Sockless. I feel like, yeah, South Korea. Shout out BTS, I guess. Any BTS fans in chat? Warmike says, the biggest thing isn't even that starving Africa, but more that NYC is an ultra high cost of living city, and it's honestly not that much better than a lot of places that are cheaper. That's very true, Warmike. Warmike says, doubly so for Manhattan. Why live in a shoebox in Manhattan when you could have a 2-bedroom apartment like Salt Lake City for the same money? It would be cool to live in Salt Lake City, I think. Well, to harp on that point, Warmike, I don't know if it would be cool to live in Salt Lake City, because I'm not, like, hopefully the Mormons don't come for me, but, like, I don't know how, like, welcomed I would be into, like, a Mormon community, given that I'm not Mormon. I hear that the Mormons like other Mormons, and if you're not Mormon, they might not like you, so I don't know about Salt Lake City specifically. No offense, Salt Lake City, and no offense, Mormons. I respect freedom of religion. I love Mormons. Please don't come for me, Mormons. But I totally get what you mean, that New York City is a high cost of living place. I totally agree that, like, New York City is not worth the high cost of living. In fact, like, you know, let's take a break from the video, and I'll show you guys this New York Times article that is basically talking about the cost of living in Manhattan, and it's like crazy, bro. We can go into it. But yeah, like, I totally agree. Like, for me personally, I feel like New York City is not worth the cost, because it's so expensive, and like it's so expensive, and like, for me personally, oh my god, the CAPTCHA wants me to scan that I'm to verify I'm a human. No, thank you. For me personally, like, I feel like the benefits of Manhattan are that there's like a lot of shit to do, right? Like, there's a lot of restaurants and events and like music things and Central Park. It's like, you know, there's a lot of amenities, but personally for me, I feel like the amenities that I get to experience are not worth the super expensive cost. I don't know how every stream we just seem to go down a rabbit hole of me hating on New York City, but we're gonna keep doing it. Yeah. Dead Bear says, I don't know what you guys are talking about. The stock market's at record highs. Life is amazing. So true. So true. As I've mentioned before, like, I for some reason in my life, I'm cursed to ambiently have to interact with a lot of fucking Bloomberg and CNBC content, and all I fucking hear is AI, stocks. It's fucking annoying. I agree. Dead Paradise. Miguel Torres III, 6826 says, assumptions are dangerous. That you neither confirmed nor denied that you are from the year 6826. Miguel Torres III, 6826, also says, this is my first stream, but I've been watching for years. I appreciate Miguel Torres III, 6826. I know that, like, you know, over my YouTube life, I've dealt with the ups and downs, and I feel like I certainly have like I've certainly like developed like a love-hate relationship with YouTube, but like it means a lot that like people can stick with me and continue watching me over my ups and downs, because like it just means a lot, because like then I don't feel like I'm just a fucking content machine, and when I don't fucking make content everyone hates me. It's like, you know what, maybe some people understand. So yeah, we're gonna dive into these people. How a family of three live on $500,000 on the Upper West Side. There's also another article of like a slightly cheaper family, but we're gonna get to that. Warmick says, I guess if you're not a basketball fan, but I'm more of a hockey guy, they just get a hockey team, and it's pretty good. I guess if you're not a basketball fan, I guess not if you're a basketball fan, but I'm more of a hockey guy, and they just got a hockey team, and it's pretty good. Oh, Salt Lake City. Oh, I see. I get what you mean. I've heard about the Salt Lake City, the Mammoths, right? Yeah. And apparently Salt Lake City is very into the sports, so I can totally understand why you're into the sports. Hiei says early stream hype. Shout out Hiei. Thanks for joining me. That's right. Early stream, because like I said, I gotta do shit earlier. Vibing Otter says, I'm in Czechia. Does that make me your favorite person in Czechia? Vibing Otter, you are the only person I know about, or Vibing Otter, you are the only person I know in Czechia. So that does make you my favorite person in Czechia. It's funny because a few weeks ago we had a stream where I was like, oh, but Czechia isn't, I thought it was called the Czech Republic, but then I got educated that it's also called Czechia. All right, I see all the other messages. We're gonna hit all of them. But I also want to just start reading this article because I feel like I might be boring you guys. So this article, basically the New York Times ran like a fucking thing where they started interviewing people about how they make money or how they like afford to live in New York City. And it's very interesting because like, well, sometimes I feel like these people are like, I don't know why they want to publicize this information, because they're honestly just opening themselves up to being roasted. But this is how a family of three lives on $500,000 on the Upper East Side. So let's read about it, y'all. So this family spends $4,200 each month on daycare for their 1-year-old son. That is fucking crazy, bro. Their rent for their 1-bedroom apartment is $3,900. That's also fucking crazy. That's honestly, I mean, we're just gonna go crazy with it. That's honestly, I think that's actually like pretty cheap for the Upper East Side. I'm pretty sure the Upper East Side, I would not be surprised if like the median rent was like $6,000 for like a 1-bedroom. So let's find out. Yeah, bro. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro. The median rent, okay, it looks to be about $4K, but like, you know, it gets expensive. It gets expensive. The median is $4K, which means that like half of apartments in the Upper East Side are over $4K. And they're paying $3,900. So that seems very cheap. Once again, this is like why Mike, it's very expensive, because people are very excited about like the amenities. They're like, oh, we live right next to Central Park, and we can walk to the American Museum of Natural History. It's like, I feel like it's got like, how often are you going to the Museum of Natural History, bro? You got to be going to the Museum of Natural History like twice a week to be making this price worth it, bro. This dude, he's a software engineer. Shout out this dude. I'm trying to be like this dude. He makes $500,000 a year. That's crazy. They try to be frugal and are saving money to buy an apartment. That's fucking crazy. Like, New York City's crazy, where you can make $500,000 a year and you're saving money. You're saving money to buy an apartment, bro. You're not even saving money to buy a house. You're trying to buy a fucking apartment. They moved into an 800 square foot rental. That's fucking crazy, bro. They don't want to move to the suburbs because this guy doesn't like to drive. They like to walk. This is what I'm saying. It's like at some point, like, how worth it is it to live in an 800 square foot place, get fucking gouged on money, where the point, like, you could live like a fucking king for $500,000 a year. If you don't like to drive, dude, you can Uber everywhere for $500,000 a year, bro. You know what I mean? If you could live in the suburbs and Uber to New York City every fucking day and it wouldn't put a dent in your budget because you'd be saving so much money by like not living in New York City. You know what I mean? All right, we're gonna back up a little bit in chat. Or Mike says, I guess if well, no. Sockless says, I'm very offended you use quotation marks. I'm sorry. I know Sockless and Dead Parrot. Sockless is the only person I know in South Korea, and Dead Parrot is the only person I know in the UK, and Vibing Art's the only person I know in Czechia. Or Mike says, are you by any chance a Jets, Mets, Nets fan? My condolences. So I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Giants fan, but I am a Mets and a Nets fan. I appreciate the condolences, War Mike. It is honestly a very tragic life. And like I said in the video, like, I'm not going to be being a Nets fan is so fucking embarrassing. I'm done with that shit, bro. Dead Barrow says, I've always wanted to go to Prague. I would love to go to Europe, man. Europe seems amazing and beautiful. And Prague sounds very beautiful. Sakla says, my comment about the middle class and NYC thing was commenting on War Mike's comment about just because you live in NYC, you don't get to complain since it's an expensive city. I picked up on that, Sockless. I picked up on that. I was agreeing with you and just saying that, like, yeah, there's a lot of people who can't afford to live in New York City, and like, I feel like their complaints about it being expensive are very valid. Vibing Arts says Prague is very nice to visit. See, now I feel like I'm doing a bad job of hosting the chat because I'm going back in time, but we're gonna figure it out. Vibing Arts says Prague is very nice to visit, but the best to live in. But I'm assuming you're saying not the best to live in, not quite Western Europe yet. That's how I feel about New York City, honestly. Vibing Otter, like, New York City is very nice to visit, but not the best to live in because, like, when you visit, you can just hit all the nice places in a week, but then you don't have to deal with all the bullshit. I'm assuming there's a lot of bullshit in Prague, just like there's in New York City. Dead Paris says, there's a mission Metal Gear Solid 4 set in Prague, and I've wanted to visit Prague ever since playing it. Okay. Shout out Prague. Shout out Prague. Just shout out Prague, man. While I catch up on chat, we don't have to look at this fucking stupid article. We can look at a beautiful image of Prague and just pretend we're in Prague. This doesn't seem that beautiful. Prague skyline at night. There we go. Damn, this is beautiful, bro. Everyone imagine you're in Prague while I catch up in chat. Assuming this is Prague. Sockless is 500k a year. Everyone's freaking out 500k a year. I agree. If for 500k a year, you should be able to live like a fucking king. And in New York City, you gotta live in a fucking 800 square foot bedroom. You gotta live for 800. If you make 800k in New York City, you gotta live in a fucking one bed, one bath that fucking looks like this, bro. It fucking looks like this. That's got some old ass fucking appliances, bro. Are you kidding me? If I'm making 500k and I have to live and my kitchen looks like this, I'm just like, you need to grab me by my shoulders and shake me and be like, what are you doing? Where it says that's two of them together and that went to grad school, not too outrageous. I wonder if their student loans are paid off already. Did it say that they're both working? I thought it was just... Oh, no, yeah, it is both of them working. That's true. Okay, so they don't... I thought it was just... Sorry, I was being very sexist. I just saw that her husband, a software engineer, and then 500... I was not reading carefully. That's very true. They both make 500k a year. Still, though, if your combined household income is 500k a year, and you only have one kid... If you had 8 kids, I could understand, like, okay, maybe that's not enough. If you have one kid, I don't know. I guess we'll see if they have student loans. Esauce8920 says, I'm from London. Shout out Esauce. Shout out London. Well, I don't know, Dead Paradise. Now you've got competition to see if you're my favorite person from the UK, Dead Paradise. We'll find out. But Esauce and Dead Paradise, you two are definitely the top 2 people I know from my top 2 favorite people from the UK. Miguel Torres the third, 6826, says, as a fellow Mets fan, I also suffer from severe depression. Miguel Torres the third from the future, like, I started getting more into the Mets when they had that magical run, the OMG Mets, a few years ago, because like my Mets fandom was like dormant while they were like sucking ass for like for like my entire life basically, and then they started to get better. And then literally as soon as I started following them after they had the OMG Mets thing, they fucking sucked ass last year, and they fucking suck ass this year too. It's actually tragic, Miguel Torres III. Zaduda says hello from Germany, I guess. Shout out Zaduda, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a beautiful afternoon. Or evening. Evening. There we go, I know my time zones. Zaduda, you are my favorite person from Germany. Until... my favorite person I have interacted with from Germany until such time as I interact with anyone else from Germany, you are my favorite person from Germany. Or Mike. I'm going to jump down to Mr. Leo. E8TX says, you intersect with chat? Yeah, I do intersect with chat, bro. This is an interactive stream. Or Mike says, lol Mets, but again, my condolences. Yeah, lol Mets. But it says, the funniest thing is they're like second in the league in spending after the Dodgers, and it's a no salary cap league, and they still suck. Please don't remind me, War Mike. Like, the fucking... For some reason, the Mets fucking have the second highest salary cap, and let's look at the fucking lineup of the Mets yesterday. They have this fucking second highest salary cap. They beat the Phillies, thank God, and they're fucking starting Eric Wagaman and fucking Zach Short, bro. Who are these people? Like, somehow we have the second highest salary, and half our lineup is fucking rookies. A third of our lineup is rookies. A third of our lineup is, like, actually good players, like Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor and Bo Bichette. But oh my god, Bo Bichette's been fucking sucking ass, bro. 5 at-bats, 0 hits. And then a third of our roster is fucking nobodies. Like, fucking... For some reason, we have to fucking start Marcus Semien every day. Even though he fucking sucks ass. Sockless is a detailed roast of the most controversial NYT Times article of the week. Sounds like it should be a recurring part of stream. Teehee. I know, right? All right, we got to get moving. I'm gonna get back to the stream, or no, get back to the article, and then I'll get back to the comments. This makes no sense to me, bro. You literally. This sounds a little delusional. We really value being able to walk everywhere. You value being able to walk everywhere so much that you're going to ruin... You're basically, like, fucking over your entire life just so you could go to the Museum of Natural History twice a week. Also, you're saying you don't like to drive and you'd be stuck. But walking to the subway is really valuable. The subway is another form of transportation, bro. And you're saying you don't like to drive, then just Uber everywhere, like I was fucking saying. Just Uber everywhere. Ubering is a much better form of transportation than the subway, and you don't have to walk to the Uber. It goes right from you. It goes right to you. They're from Toronto and Massachusetts. In New York City, wealth is often viewed in relation to your neighbors, and many of them make more money. At this point, I agree with War Mike here. This is a little bit like complaining that you're not a trillionaire. You make $500,000 a year, and then you're trying to tell me that you're poor because your neighbors make $1 million a year. I am not crying for you. I think we're middle class for this area. We're doing okay. Okay, once again, this is exactly what War Mike was saying. Like, then don't be in this area, bro. They try to save about $10,000 a month to put towards an apartment for an emergency. They prioritize memberships to the Central Park Zoo at $160 and $160 per year, and the American Museum of Natural History at $180 per year. I don't even know why they mentioned this. This is literally like to like a family that makes $500,000 a year. This is like literally like nothing, bro. I don't know why they mentioned this in the article. Saving $10,000 a month is a lot of money. I want to know how they are able to spend. If they make $500,000 a year, let's assume they have half of that goes to taxes. $250,000 is their take-home pay. They're making $20,000 a month. Okay, so they're saving like half of their income every month. Okay, that's fair. Blah 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 blah. Look at them buying groceries. They spend $9,000 on purchases over the last year. That includes $730 for toys. This seems very generic, but I guess I'll accept it. Her favorite purchases were a pack of hundreds of cheap stickers. Okay, once again, this is like to a family of $500,000. I feel like you can afford the expensive stickers, but what do I know? They splurge on drop-off laundry, which is $150 a month. See, they're telling me all these. I guess their big expense is their rent, and their daycare. Because if they're taking home $20,000 a month, like all this shit where they're saying like we spend $100 a month on this, $500 a month on this. This shit is actually not that much. They're like 90% of their income is going to daycare and rent, which is a lot. You could spend that money, $42,000, spending more money on rent or spending more money on daycare than rent is fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy. Dead Bear says, good idea, Sockless. I know, we're gonna roast the fuck out of these guys. Sockless says, we pulling a lot of European viewers today. Czech, Germany, UK times 2. I know, because it's the perfect time to stream in Europe. It's 5 p.m. Enjoy it while you can, Europe, because next week we'll be streaming at midnight your time. Zududa says, in Germany, most apartments come completely empty when you rent them out. Like, completely empty? Like, you don't even have a fridge and shit? How do you... Yeah, Sockless says, I heard people actually move their kitchens and stoves out, too. It looked very cool. So that seems confusing. So, like, do you own your own, like, refrigerator and stove? And, like, when you move apartments or just move, everyone just owns their own fridge and they just move fridges. Everyone, like, moves their fridge wherever they move. That seems very labor intensive, but who knows? Maybe it's a better system. It is a little weird that fridges, I guess, have been socialized in America. That's very interesting because Germany, you guys are supposed to be like a socialist country, but you guys have privatized refrigerators. America, a capitalist country, we've got a communist voice crack there because I got so excited. Communist refrigerator system. Dead Parody says, this town ain't big enough for the both of us, Esauce. I know. You guys gotta... I'll be watching for the jokes. Whoever makes the best jokes will be moving up in the rankings. Zaduda says, yes, they do. It's an absolute pain. That sounds like a fucking absolute pain, bro. Sounds like fucking annoying as hell. When you moving is annoying as fuck already. Like, just to move a couch is annoying. If you had to move a stove and a refrigerator too, I'd be like, what the fuck, bro? Also, what's going on with stream? Gotta make sure that the stream is working, dog. It is working. Hold on. I'm refreshing the page because I need it to work. Want to make sure this shit works, dog. Alright, it's working. Alright, once again, we're going to look at Prague while I catch up on chat. Why not live with your parents? Hiei says. I agree. Living with your parents, you can save a lot of money. Here, I don't understand why. Well, I guess it's because their parents probably don't live in New York City. They might live in Toronto and Massachusetts. But that's another thing. If you didn't live in New York City, you could have your parents look after your kid and then save $4,000 a month and spend all that money on Ubers. You would have a... Let's say half of that goes to your Uber budget, $2,000 a month Uber budget. You're Ubering everywhere, wherever the fuck you want. And then you have $2,000 left over to be a fucking king. It's crazy. Zhiyowski says, I guess they're trying to milk living in NYC by getting the memberships. LOL. Yeah, they're trying to milk living in NYC by getting the memberships, but like... Yeah, I don't know. What I'm saying is like, okay, let's say they move to Toronto, right? Their rent would be far cheaper. Their daycare would be far cheaper. It might even be free if they could get this woman's parents to look after them. And then they would let's say these two get cut in half. They would have $5,000 extra money to spend on like baller shit in Toronto instead of trying to like milk like $300 memberships in New York City. I'm pretty sure $5,000 could get your son some pretty entertaining shit in Toronto. You could probably rent out the Chuck E. Cheese's for a month, bro. Zaduda says, this has to be the most random blog post ever. I don't get it. I think the New York Times is honestly such an out-of-touch newspaper. that I don't. It doesn't surprise me. Dead Barry says the daycare costs are crazy. I know, right? It makes me sad that we've lost the whole "it takes a village to raise a child" support system. I totally agree, which I just talked about with PA's comment. I understand like wanting the dream of living in New York City, which is why these two probably moved away from their parents and their hometowns. But also, like, you moved to New York City because you wanted to experience like an awesome life in New York City, but then life is actually very hard because because daycare is very expensive and rent is very expensive and you don't have the support system of your family. So then at some point I feel like you have to realize like, oh, it's like not worth, the dream is not as real as it's been sold to us, you know what I mean? But to be clear, I'm not judging these people. It's their life. I don't really care. And it's content. It's on the internet, so I'm just contenting, bro. If you didn't want me to comment on it, shouldn't have publicized your entire fucking life in the New York Times, bro. Vibing Otter says the stove usually stays by my traveling fridge, washing machine, and microwave. Traveling washing machine is also crazy. In New York City, we don't have washing machines in most apartments. So being able to travel with your fridge and washing machine, that seems like a lot of work. That also seems pretty intense. Esauce8920 says, can't compete with Dead Paradise. I'm packing up to move out next week. That's okay. You know, Esauce8920, I believe you're my favorite person who currently lives in London. Esauce8920. So, you know, we don't have to make it a competition. Another German. Is Vibing our German? I guess we'll see. In Czechia. Oh, I see. All right, we're gonna go back to roasting these guys. They spend money on food. Yeah, I mean, all of this is fine. I mean, their whole lives are fine. I'm not going to judge them too much because everyone's life is difficult. Who knows? They might have some extenuating circumstances. Maybe they have a tragic backstory and I shouldn't be roasting them too much. But I'm just fucking blah blah blah. Okay, here we go. Before they had their kid, they spent thousands of dollars on vacations. Now their kid is costing them more than rent, so that makes sense. They take subway to work. They rarely spend money on taxis or car services. I'll only take an Uber when I'm going to LaGuardia Airport, Mr. O'Leary said. See, this doesn't make sense to me because they're spending so much money on rent. But let's say they moved to fucking... Even if they fucking moved from the Upper West Side to a cheaper place in Brooklyn, they would be saving so much money that I feel like it would be worth it. They could just Uber everywhere. The reason they want to stay on the Upper East Side is because living on the Upper East Side gives you like a lot of like clout, and like they want the clout. I don't blame them for wanting the clout. I want the clout too. I'm a fucking YouTuber. I'm all about the clout, but you know, don't hide the fact that you want the clout. He says, I saw Europe is getting record heat temps the last few days, only going to get worse. I know Dead Paradise was saying it was getting very hot. Dead Paradise says, best of luck to his family. I know. Hopefully they fucking buy their house, bro, because that sucks ass to live in an 800 square foot apartment when you're making $500K as a family. What is New York beyond eating pizza? Dylan Sandel, I would totally agree. New York is just expensive, just getting price gouged, and then once in a while having the most amazing pizza you've ever had in your life. But is that worth getting price gouged? I don't know. Dead Paradise says, I like how introverted bandits pronounces Czechia. It's probably not correct, huh? It's probably not how you pronounce Czechia, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. Didn't mean to do that, y'all. But there's some beautiful music there. Let's go back to our Slave Aspire. That was enough of a distraction there, and I do have a heart out, I was saying. So we gotta get going here. I still have to decide if I want... I will take the clumsy. Bronze scales, not my favorite relic, but it's fine. Yeah. You know, don't even let me know if I'm pronouncing Czechia wrong. If everyone enjoys it, I'll just keep this brainworm. Also, I need to get my glass of water because I gotta keep this whistle wet, bro. I'll be right back. Moose is sitting next to me. Moose is very excited to walk around. Moose, go back to your bed. Good boy. Come on, Moose. Go, go, go. Say hi to the people. The people want to see you, Moose. Wait, there you are. I never know how to use this thing. He's just sitting there. Sorry, my chair's in the way. Oh my god. There we go. Big yawn, Moose. Go back to bed. Okay. Fix the camera. Okay, that seems right. Moose, I'm a good boy, Moose. I gotta talk to the people on the internet. I've heard of us as hi party people. That's right. Hello, party people. Welcome to stream. I love Taylor Swift 11. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope you're having a wonderful, just a wonderful life, man. I hope everyone in chat has a wonderful life. Here we are gathered today in this moment together. I'm just gonna I'm gonna be that guy who just can't stop mentioning meditations after I read meditations. In meditations, Marcus Aurelius was like, you know what? All we have is the present. The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. All we have is this moment right here. Cast aside all your worries and your consternations and seize the moment. So I'm glad we're all here together and having a beautiful time. At least I'm having a beautiful time. I won't speak for anyone else. Dead Parrot says Moose. Something says baby. That's right. Moose is a baby. Now he's sitting outside my room looking at me very depressed. In fact, let me see if I can show you guys the way he looks because it's pretty funny. Here we go. Here we go. This is some beautiful, beautiful videography right here. Okay, Moose. That's enough of that. Let's get back to the real star of the show. Don't try to steal my clout, Moose. Let's get Moose this early in the stream is crazy. I know. It's getting a little... We started off like we started off with a half hour of me roasting this family on the New York Times, and I haven't even gone out of Act 1 on this game yet. So it's getting a little unhinged. But here we are. What would I want to upgrade? I feel like an upgrade is nice. Can we fight 2 elites? I honestly don't think we can. We don't Moose. No barkies. We don't have the juice to fight 2 elites. I would like to maybe Smith this power. Make it free? Why not, bro? Seduta says, do you know the game FTL? I've heard of the game FTL, but I have not played it. Though I hear it's similar to Slave Aspire in vibes, is it not? What do we want to do here? We're about to get fucking sauced by these guys, so let's play our top 3. Snarski says Moose, Miguel Torres the third, 6826 says puppy. That's right, Moose is a puppy. This guy I saw at the dog park the other day was like, oh, your dog doesn't want to chase after my dog. He's like, how old is he? I was like 7. And this guy was like, oh, your dog's old. I was like, you keep your mouth shut. You keep your fucking mouth shut. Moose is not old. I will not be hearing any of this bullshit. But, yeah, shout out Moose the puppy. Dead Parrot says, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. That's right. Shout out Prince. Shout out Minnesota. Dead Paradise. See Dead Paradise? That's why you're my favorite person. Not from London in the UK. Because you fucking know Prince. Altair11 says, I met these 2 unks at the cafe who were having a 2-week work trip. They just talked about music, literature, and glazed their wives. It was so cute. That does sound very cute. And look at that. We replaced our distilled chaos. That's very nice. I think because we don't make a ton of orbs, actually. I guess give me a cold snap. We could get a scrape, but we don't really have too many zero-cost cards. Give me a cold snap. Why not? And with the Phantom, we do have to start be hitting people. We're I mean, hopefully this isn't a racist question to ask. Were the Unks non-Asian people? Because if they were on a work trip, I'm assuming they weren't from where you're from. But it sounds that does sound very cute that they were just two bros vibing out, man. Just two guys vibing out. You love to see it. You just love to see it. That's the shit I'm trying to have, man. I'm trying to have some beautiful human connection in life. What do we want to do here? I'm considering removing this curse. And I think that is what we will do. Even though an ethereal curse is not necessarily even worse than a strike, but because we're facing the Phantom, I will remove it. Heal full HP is really nice, especially since we're about to fight the boss. Lose 8 max HP and receive a random relic. A random relic is also really nice. I think I will take. But can we beat this boss? Give me the random relic, bro. Give me the random relic. That's a great relic to get. Kie says, fun fact, Marcus A used opium. I'm sure it helped him remain stoic. That's why I'm on Kratom right now. That's awesome, bro. I feel like back in the day, they were just fucking like, they were just fucking so badass about that shit. They were like, yeah, just like the Native American shamans were like, yeah, bro, I just hit this ayahuasca and I just fucking predicted when the rain is gonna come and heal our crops and when we should go to war. It's fucking easy shit, bro. This shit is easy. That shit's funny. We do have to block up, so although I would like... Oh no, this null actually does work. Actually, I mean, we don't really need a null right now because we gotta get rid of all his fucking slippery anyway. Hope, yeah, bro. Sometimes you just gotta be hitting that shit just to stay sane, so I totally understand, Hiei. I hope it's helping you stay sane too, because I'm trying to stay sane as well, bro. It's not so easy to stay sane. I feel like people try to like say stoicism is all about like not having emotions, but actually Marcus Aurelius, he's very emotional. You can tell he's very emotional like in the shit he's saying. He's just like in meditations, he's just like trying his best to stay calm. And like I feel like another uproar is kind of amazing. We're gonna play that over the block, I guess. Although we could play this again and block more. Why not? Because we're about to get a bunch of wounds anyway. So we might as well play these and guarantee we don't get any wounds. And we full block. That's amazing. Rain A76 says, hi folks, how's Slave Aspire 2? I played a ton of the first. Welcome to the stream. Rain 876. I'm having a great time. How do I enjoy Slave Aspire 2? Yeah, also hell yeah, great game. How are you enjoying Risk relative to Slave Aspire 1? I enjoy Slave Aspire 2 a lot. The first one, I also played a ton of the first one. And I feel like Slave Aspire 2, I feel like Slave Aspire 2 is better than Slave Aspire 1. That's my opinion. Some people are saying it's easier than Slave Aspire 1 or whatever. Honestly, I'm not an MLG player, so that shit doesn't matter to me. I do think this game is very fun. It just feels like much more polished than like Slave Aspire 1, because I feel like in Slave Aspire 1 there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things that like were not like that were like fun, but then there are also like some obvious things that you should avoid. Like you should obviously avoid Clash. You should like, you know, there are some events where it's like obvious you should do this or that. And I feel like in Slave Aspire 2, they really cleaned all that up, where there's a lot of interesting decisions to make. Like this one. What decision are we going to make here? Creative AI, multicast, or reboot? I don't feel like we don't... Reboots... I always feel like reboot is good because it's draw, but then I feel like when in my actual experience of playing reboot, it's not that good. Creative AI multicast is good because it lets us multicast our darkness with our turbo. Creative AI is kind of just like a random YOLO card. I feel like multicast is not that amazing, honestly. It's like okay, but it's like you have to line it up perfectly. Creative AI, because we have turbo, Creative AI can be a trap card because like it's just like a random bullshit go card. But I feel like multicast is like a long play card, and our deck is not super amazing. Uproar being glam is so like great for us, so it's amazing. I think it's easier, but I don't think that matters. There's so much more in this game. There is so much more in this game. That's what I'm saying. All the decisions are very interesting to make. Socrates says, Moose blessing my eardrums. That's right, blessed. Now Moose is just laying in his bed. Oh boy. What are we going to do here? Dylan Sandals says, did you ever agree with Marcus Aurelius? I feel like, you know, I don't know if I ever disagreed with him. But I feel like there were definitely some parts that were like less relevant to me. Like he talked a lot about death and change because like I feel like back in his times, like the average life expectancy was like 35 years old. So he was like already like on death's door, which is funny. So I feel like he had a lot of things to say about death and change and like and that stuff that didn't really resonate too much with me. He also talked a lot about like always like coming back to rationality and reason, which I get what he's saying, which is that like you shouldn't let your emotions, like you shouldn't let your uninhibited emotions always control you and like not know why you're acting and just be like at the mercy of your emotions. But I feel like he sometimes is a little too like rationality and reason pilled. Like sometimes you do just have to like accept that your emotions are tough. Honestly, people tell me Astrolabe is bad and Calling Bell is good, but the relics in Slave Aspire 2 suck ass, and I hate having curses in my deck. I think removing strikes is good, so I'm Astrolabing, even though people tell me Astrolabe is bad. And we are totally... We're semi-rewarded. We get an AoE card, FTL, which people tell me is good, but I actually don't know why it is good. Fight Through, I feel like this is good, although the 2 wounds are not good. If we could get one of those cards that remove statuses, that'd be really good. Dead Paris is... I so obviously copy and pasted those lyrics. It's okay, because you still knew what lyrics to copy and paste. That's why you're still my second favorite. Or no, you're not my second. You are my favorite person. Well, you're one of my 2 favorite people from the UK. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you there, Dead Paradise, but I guess I did. Lim says, I don't think Chinese unks would talk in the same manner. Their names were Pete and Paul, and they spoke so highly of each other, while the other one would say, I am so terribly sorry. Do excuse him. Pete and Paul are the most UK names I've ever heard in my life. That's so funny. Yeah, and I guess they are UK, because if they're visiting you... I mean, sorry, not to dox you, I love Terrace 11, but if they're visiting you in the UK, I'm assuming they're British, so that's very interesting. I'm sorry, please do excuse him. Esauce8920 says, I find it so goofy that you save a random numbers after people's usernames. Any historical reasons to that? I also just find it so goofy, and that's exactly why I do it, Esauce8920. I think it's a sometimes you just gotta accept the goofiness, and I think that's what I'm trying to do. We're very close to killing this guy. Is this deck actually really good? I feel like I understand how to play the defect in this game. Feral. Not what we need, but we'll take it. See, this is what I'm saying. Creative AI right now is just a curse in our deck, but we'll accept it. FS T8Y9 says, finally introvert streams when it isn't almost dawn for me. That's right. We're starting early today because I got shit to do later. Although, like I said, next week we will be returning to our regularly scheduled time. Or no, we'll not be doing our regularly scheduled time. We'll be doing a prime US time zone stream. So don't get used to it. What do we want here? I don't want a refract. We already have enough AoE. Although it does combo well with our glam, or our glammed uproar. But with that battle, we kind of just showed that we have enough sauce. We have enough damage. What we kind of need now... Why not? Give me another overclock. We're kind of risking because we have a lot of status-producing things, but hopefully we get one of those powers that eliminates the status. Orange says, damn, I went for a snack and missed a chance to look at Moose Live. That's okay. Once again, you can go back in time and watch that shit, bro. I love Bing Bong in this game. I feel like Bing Bong is a really good relic. So I feel like I kind of want to risk losing HP to get Bing Bong. But maybe I overrate Bing Bong, because Bing Bong can actually be bad too. And sometimes it's nice to have a small deck. And you know what? Maybe we'll get Bing Bong anyway if you just lose 5 HP. We didn't get Bing Bong. That's okay. Whenever you play a tank, gain 1 block, I will definitely take that, bro. That didn't even see that. That's the thing. You're like 1 block. How does that matter? But that it might even be better than Bing Bong, because Bing Bong can actually be bad. Random relic. 2 random relics. Amethyst aubergine. Enemies drop 15 additional gold. See, that seems very valuable. 15 additional gold. So just take my colorless potion. Bag of prep. That's a really good relic. Rain. Raijin Ryu 8382 says, not being able to stick up events does make it much more interesting. In Slave Spire 1, you just said no to 90% of events, lol. So true. So true. Yeah, I feel like in Slave Spire 1, like I was saying, it's just like some events and some things, it's just like and some cards, they're just like very obvious no's or skips. Versus in Slave Spire 2, I feel like there's more opportunities for cards to be good. Like in Slave Spire 1, it's like, no, fuck Clash, fuck, what's the card that you can upgrade indefinitely? Fuck that card. And like, apparitions, you always want to take apparitions. Vampires, you always want to take vampires. Versus in Slave Spire 2, I feel like, you know, there's more variety and choice. I do also think Act 4 of Slave Spire 1 contributes to a lot of difficulties that has over Spire 2. When Spire 2 gets Act 4, then it'll be more relevant. Very true. The heart, the fucking heart. If Act 4 didn't exist in Slave Spire 1, I feel like my win rate would be a lot bigger. It would be a lot higher. Especially since you can, like, not collect the keys. But yeah, definitely, you know, once again, I'm not an MLG player, so I don't understand, I don't understand all that fucking shit, bro. So it doesn't matter to me whether, like, the MLG players think shit is, like, really powerful or easy or not easy, because I'm not an MLG player. We have to block a little bit. In fact, we could block a lot, because I don't think Null is worth playing against these fucking cockroaches, bro. Fuck these cockroaches. Dipper says, Warmike, are you on summer holiday now? And Warmike says, technically yes, but I gotta apply to grad school. You know, yeah, that's very understandable, Warmike. I hope you get some time to rest and relax, but yeah, that sounds like a lot of work to apply to grad school, and I believe in you, bro. I believe in you. You can do it. Oh my god, that glammed card is so fucking good, bro. We are actually obliterating these Act 2 fights right now. I can't believe mine eyes. I will take a glass work because this is pretty good block, I think. And it's orb generation. And I feel like we are missing a little bit of block. Give me the glass work. Another turbo wouldn't have been bad either. Deadbear says, best of luck with this. And Warmike says, also I'm working full-time while I'm doing that. Those slow days, I can all do paperwork for it on company time. I'm working full-time while doing that. Though on slow days, I can do paperwork for it on company time. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I shit on company time. Definitely do that, Warmike, because That is your right as an employee. Go to the bathroom, take a shit, and do your fucking apply for those fucking jobs. But or Mike, right into the internship life. You gotta respect it. Or Mike does not sleep. He's working very hard. Turbo me, this me, this. Amazing. The Bear says, I recently watched an old Anthony Bourdain episode where I was eating in St. Petersburg in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Miguel Torres III says, is there a delay or is it just me? I don't believe there's a delay. Let me check the stream again. But it looks okay to me on my end. But I don't know, I could be wrong. If there is a delay, if something's fucked up with the stream, let me know. But it seems fine to me on my end. We don't have to block, so let's go in on this fool. Shout out to Anthony Bourdain. Shout out Anthony Bourdain. He had it all. But I can understand why he was depressed too. Because this life is fucking difficult, bro. We're doing well. We're doing well. We're gonna fight this elite. We may not even need to stop to heal at this place. Although maybe getting an upgraded creative AI would actually be worth it, so it doesn't just become a fucking curse in our deck. And we can actually play it. Because that is our fucking random bullshit go card. Which will probably be needed to fight the boss. A charged battery or an overclock. I feel like I'm tempted to take an overclock because, once again, turbo. I love a turbo. Turbo's really good, but we don't really have energy problems right now. Charged battery does kind of solve our energy problems while also giving us block. And then, once again, makes creative AI easier to play. Overclock. Oh, no. Overclock isn't even turbo, bro. So just give me a charged battery so I can get the energy to play creative AI. I do love the idea of going to a shop, but I just want to get this creative AI playable. Once again, I might be falling for this creative AI trap because this shit. I always feel like, oh man, this creative AI. I feel like I had one fight in Slave Aspire 1 where creative AI really saved my ass, and then ever since then I've been chasing that high when like 90% of the time creative AI is a fucking brick in your deck, and it takes like 5 turns for it to produce an echo form or something actually useful. But here we go. Fucking random bullshit go. Let's try and get this shit going. That glammed card is really good. We have another opportunity for a sweeping beam. We can draw a card. We gotta block this shit, bro. We're taking 26 damage, which is just really rude. In A10, all the enemies fucking hit for like 30 damage turn 1, and you're like, what the fuck, bro? Can I live? Although we can kill you with our sweeping beam. Maybe we should try to target you because you're doing more damage, but you are getting strengthed up next turn, which scares me. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna turbo here. We're going to ball lightning you and then get a block in. I think that's the best we can do. PA says, is Defect better than Slave Aspire 2? Felt like he was the worst in 1. I also agree he felt like the worst in 1. He felt like a very much like you either got the right power cards or he fucking sucked ass. I feel like he is stronger in Slave Aspire 2. I honestly don't even really know why, but I feel like I feel like Defect is actually like my best character if you look at like my win rates. Like I feel like I have my best win rate on Defect, and like once again I don't even really understand why because I feel like he has similar cards. I'm like, is fucking Glass that good where it's like fucking unstoppable? But I don't know, bro. He does feel a lot stronger in Slave Aspire 2. I don't really know why. Give me the creative AI. PA says, oh wow. Yeah, I know, right? But also Defect is probably my least played character. Although I am on A10 on all of them. So I haven't lowered my win rate yet by like getting like 10 losses in a row for What's this guy's fucking name? For defect. But he does seem much stronger to me. We want to kill this guy because you're hitting hard, and I don't like that. Let's just draw 2. Oh no, we're gonna draw more. We're gonna draw something again. So let's white noise here. Smokestack. Amazing, bro. That's exactly the card we needed for our fucking for this shit, bro. So now we're gonna fight through, deal 2 damage to everyone. Amazing. And if we can kill you this turn, that would end the fight. We're doing so well. I can't believe it. We got uproar. Oh my god. Does glam only happen once? Oh, replay once per combat. Still really good. Bowler hat. We're gonna get so much gold now because we have a fucking 15 extra gold from Amethyst Aubergine and 25 extra gold from Bowler hat. We don't need any of these. I see common card, I skip. Especially common attacks. No thank you. Get that shit out of my face, bro. Letter opener. Once again, I feel like that's one of those cards MLG players are like, this is so good, and I'm like, it's okay, I guess. I could go super risky and fight another elite, and we did kind of just sauce that elite really well. But I'm kind of scared. I don't want to get too cocky. But you know what? No risk it, no biscuit. Here we go. This fucking guy. I hate this guy. Fuck my life. We don't want to play this card. This guy hard counters our uproar, because if we play uproar, we're going to get fucking 5 trillion fucking days in our deck. So what we want to do, we want to get the darkness going, because a powerful darkness will help us kill him. And charge up and hope we get fucking creative AI next turn. We'll see. FTL. Formex's claw is really good. I remember you cooking with it, but you got to pivot into it early. Yeah. At this point, having a claw just doesn't make sense because like the deck is not claws, and then I would be like trying to make a claw deck on the fly. Like the first 3 claws would basically just be curses in this deck. And I'm not trying to have curses in my deck. Alright, what do we do here? I guess we get a dazed and draw a card. Why not? We get a block anyway. We'll get rid of our Ascender's Bane. Give me a buffer. A buffer's really amazing. Draw me 2. Let's see what we get. Sweeping Beam to draw. Before... Oh yeah, we're also playing Slave Spire 2 because they recently pushed the update to the main branch. Before this guy put fucking 2 dazed into your decks for every attack. I'm so happy they nerfed him, because having 2 dazed per attack was actually like, I never want to attack you. And then it's like, if I never attack you, how the fuck am I going to kill you? Versus if you have a 1 draw card like this fucking Sweeping Beam, it actually balances out. I feel okay drawing and sacrificing to draw. Alright, give me the buffer. We actually don't have to play Fight Through and pollute our deck with curses. Or no, statuses, because we can full block here. We don't have to play turbo either. No statuses, please. Here we've got our creative AI. Perfect turn to play it because this guy's doing nothing. Get sauced. And our darkness sword. Just cooking. Just evilly cooking back there. Oh my god. Wait, I have no block for this 32 attack hit. We can dual cast our lightning, which is going to be really nice. That is why I was afraid to hit an elite, but luckily we have this fucking heal here, as long as this is not a fight, which I'm really hoping it's not, because we are going to take quite a hit here. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, he killed himself. Oh, because of my thorns. So I actually didn't take as much damage as I thought I was going to take. That's amazing, bro. Thunder, we don't really evoke a ton of thunder, so no thank you. Feral. Feral would be really good with claws, but we don't really have any zero cost attacks. In fact, our only zero cost attack is FTL, so no thank you. Lightning Rod is interesting, but 4 block, I'm not really interested in. So it's interesting, but not that interesting, is what I'm trying to say. No attack, please. Wongos. I do love Wongos. Wongos is very interesting to me. I love White Beast statue. 3 random relics after 5 combats is really good. We can't fight 5 We won't have 5 combats before the boss. White Beast statue is helpful, but I feel like we already have 1 potion. I feel like we can get there. We might be able to fight the boss with 2 potions anyway. So, fuck that shit. Once again, no risk it, no biscuit. Last time I got this fucking mystery box, I wasn't able to get the fucking... I wasn't able to live long enough to get this to pop off, but hopefully we will this time with 51 HP. Feels like a 10-minute delay, or maybe just responding to us late. I sent this at 12:13, and when it gets read out, I'll let you know. It is. I'm pretty sure it's just because I'm not caught up to chat like very well because I'm a slow reader. It also could very well be a delay because I know the stream. Like I know there's like a slight delay on the stream, so I don't know. We'll see. Alright, these motherfuckers, bro. Maybe it is the glass, bro, that makes defects so powerful. Because, like, before the glass, his AoE was fucking electrodynamics. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, in Slay the Spire 1, it's like, yeah, electrodynamics. Let's get electrodynamics, and when we get electrodynamics, we'll be really fucking good. But if you don't get electrodynamics, you're like, fuck, I'm, like, struggling for AoE. But when you have glasswork, you're like, oh, I have glasswork. The AoE is really... It's much easier to get, so who knows? Maybe it is the fucking glass, bro. We need to block. We need to block, and we need to do damage. I just feel like we have the turbo, so it's fine. Actually, we can play this. We can just fucking spam this. Dead Paris says, "LOL, but the Dakota building apartment units are expensive." Yeah, bro. The Dakota is hella expensive to live in. That's like in a very rich, bougie part of town, so I could totally, I 1000% can see how that shit would be expensive, bro. Let's just kill you. Oh, we don't even have to kill you, bro, because we can dual cast our fucking... That shit, bro? Oh my god. We're doing so well! Sometimes, in Slay the Spire 2, when I'm doing well, I'm like, I can't believe it, bro. I have no idea why this deck is good. And my other decks are ass. But I will just not question the gods and just take it. Cool-Headed is good. We're taking a Cool-Headed. In Slay the Spire 1, that's another thing. You're like, Cool-Headed's good. You take Cool-Headed no matter what. I'm not going to risk fighting the elite. I want to be able to fight this boss with as much health as possible. So here we go. Glasswork. We got to get a glasswork going. And a sweeping beam. Let's get the sweeping beam going. Once again, same deal. Glasswork, sweeping beam. Give me a white noise. Let's see what we get. Thunder. Okay, sure. Give me this. We gotta block these guys. They're doing 13, 17 damage. Glasswork. Oh, and we have the turbo again. Oh my god, bro. I don't want to take damage. So give me this. And we will play the creative AI. And oh my god, I'm feeling so powerful right now. Is it a 10-minute delay? There's no... I don't believe it could be a 10-minute delay, because at least for my stream, I can see my stream is caught up. So I would suggest maybe if your stream is behind, you could try refreshing the page, and maybe you'll get caught up. Because at least from what I'm seeing, the stream seems to be on time. But I could be crazy. I could be crazy. I have been known to be crazy in the past. And there we go. There are our 2 potions for our boss. Once again, no thank you common attacks. I really wish we could have that fucking one of those powers that lets us get rid of our statuses, but I guess that's what our fucking creative AI is for. Is so we can fucking sauce it, bro. Anything we want to upgrade here. A Cool-Headed would be really nice to upgrade. But I'm also very afraid of this boss. So I will be healing like a coward. And then we will be upgrading that Cool-Headed as soon as possible next time. Let's see. Jane MF says, oh hey, you're streaming again. I am streaming, Jane MF. Hello from the Netherlands. Shout out Jane MF, the Netherlands. Dead Paradise says, stream looks good to me, big man. Thank you, Dead Paradise. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, big lad. If I'm a big man, you're my big UK lad, Dead Paradise. Jane MF, my favorite person from the Netherlands. Although I do have to blame you guys for knocking the US out of the World Cup last year. By the way, absolute scenes. The US, it's coming home. We cannot be stopped. It's called soccer. But yes, welcome back to the stream, Jane MF. Glad to have you. I'm happy to see all the UK homies because I guess this really is the perfect time to stream for all the UK homies. But really nice to see everyone. I feel like if we can draw, we want to play our creative AI as soon as possible. That is basically our win condition, which is kind of a shitty win condition, but it's our win condition. So let's try and draw it. Nope. Let's try and draw it. Nope. At least we got to draw 2 cards. That's good. JNF says, is this the right place to make Kubernetes jokes? Deadberry says, shut up. And JNF says, no. Honestly, I still don't know what the fuck Kubernetes is. It's like Docker, right? But it's Kubernetes. I don't even really understand what Docker is, bro. I'm not that much of a nerd. But then some software engineers, if you go up to them and you're like, I don't know what Kubernetes is, they're like, you don't know what Kubernetes is? Are you fucking, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking moron. And you're like, oh, my bad. My bad. I was just trying to exist in the world. I didn't realize that I'm a fucking stupid idiot. But feel free to make your Kubernetes jokes, JNMF. They're welcome here. I feel like we have decent block. And losing draw is really bad, so I basically always take disintegration. Creative AI? Nope, but we can get rid of 2 attacks. Our only 2 attacks left, which I think is useful. Let's do that. Dead Pair says, oh no, not you, Chain MF. LOL. That's funny. Oh, it's because I called you a lad, Dead Paradise? That's my bad. Is being called a lad offensive? I'm not super tapped into the UK culture. Maybe it is super offensive. We've got a great amount of block. I feel like we kind of just need to get this dark. We just need to get the orb circling. So unfortunately, although I would love to dual cast that darkness, we are just gonna hit you. And then I am going to spend the turbo to block the disintegration. JNM says, bro, I'm a cyclist. I do not watch ball sports. Everyone in the Netherlands is a cyclist. What's up with that? What's his face? This is the worst power in the history of powers. This is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals. Let's overclock and hope we get a turbo. That would be really nice. No turbo, that's fine. I'm going to play the creative AI. At this point, we are also going to play all our potions because I do not want to be taking this much damage. And we're going to keep going. Soccer says soccer. That's right. Soccer. The Netherlands must have some beautiful biking paths, huh? We're going to get another darkness going. We're gonna get darkness going. I can't afford to play all these fucking wounds in my deck. So no thank you to the wounds. We will block that. Do that. That's good. There says, oh yes. Soccer. That's right. Soccer. It's called soccer, motherfuckers. I mean, this intro badness doofus. Yeah. Sorry. I called you lad. Warmike says, Docker is really useful and awesome. I founded the Uber SRE team in 2015. See, I don't even know what SRE is, but you sound like you're very important. If you founded that team, you sound like you're high up in high places, Jane MF. What do we want to do here, bro? I don't want to get rid of my darkness orb this soon, so I guess cool-headed me and then charge my battery so I don't take damage and I get an extra energy. SRE. What is SRE, bro? I don't really want... I guess we're just have to keep taking damage, which is scary, but I believe in us. JNMF says, anyways, I was saying, I told that container to... I don't even... See, I don't understand that joke. It went right over my head, bro. Or Mike says, as for Kubernetes, I played around with it for a little bit, but for my purposes, Docker Compose is more than enough. Once again, I'm ignorant. I'm not... I am... Sadly, I am not accepted into that level of nerddom. I should have played Dualcast first, but that's my bad. You know what? Give me a storm. I'm just kind of YOLO playing it now because whenever I get a fucking... It is true. Whenever I get fucking creative AI, I start losing track of everything. Let's draw. I guess we get to play everything. Oh, we get it. We refresh our darkness, which will be very important for us killing you. We're gonna take a lot of damage. I believe in us, though. Miguel Torres, 6826. This cool video series. Could be playing games for the first time and rambling about something completely off topic while I was trying to learn the game. Sounds chaotic. You thrive. LOL. That is kind of a series on this channel. I mean, I've done that before. If you watch, like... I mean, I did that with this game. The first time I played Slay the Spire 2 was on this game. It's on this channel. I did that with fucking City Skylines. I've installed Kerbal Space Pro. I've purchased Kerbal Space Program, so I believe that could be a fun game to play. Trying to become a NASA engineer while trying to figure out how to fucking... While just rambling about random bullshit. I totally agree. Thank you for that suggestion, Miguel Torres III, 6826. If you have any suggestions for games, I'm always welcome to game suggestions. We have to just kill this guy. We got to go in hard. So, we can block. This is a great block card right here. Loop is amazing. We're going to loop, and then we're going to try and dual cast this. Oh, no, but... Oh, fuck. I got that triggered. That's my bad. I wanted to trigger that, but I didn't. We just need to block. We need to survive. I believe in us. We're so close. We're so close. JNF says, I have Kubernetes and Kafka on my laptop, and I'm running about 45 microservices while I'm coding and watching YouTube, and that's crazy. 45 microservices, bro. You're popping off, bro. This is amazing. This will help us kill you. We need to kill you. We need to kill you. So, if we can evoke all these lightnings... We'll do 14 damage. That's 52 damage. I do really want to draw, too. But this is not a damage card. But let's draw. Nope. At least we're closer to drawing our fucking dual cast, which will help us. And then give me a null. But a null doesn't even do damage. I feel like we should play Glasswork, bro. Oh, but we need to block, too. Yeah, let's play Glasswork. We're going to block. And then we're going to... just get a fucking strike in there. 50 damage, bro. Come on, we can do this shit. 31 damage, bro. We can do 31 damage in one turn. At the end of your turn, take 8 damage. So we gotta kill you this turn or we're probably fucking cooked. Oh my god, the glam. The glam. We have 2... We have 2 energy. This is gonna come right down to the wire here. Turbo. Oh my god, Turbo. It's very possible Turbo just saved our ass right here. I think we have it, bro. I don't even think we need to worry. Turbo me. Evoke. There we go. We got it. Somehow we got there. Dead says, no, it's only shot because you think USA is going to win the World Cup. It's coming home. Voltaic. They so nerfed Voltaic. It makes me sad, bro. It costs 3 energy now when it used to cost 1 energy. Ice Lance is just really good block. I love an Ice Lance. Rainbow is fine, but we kind of already have like a rainbow disparately through our deck. I don't know if we need a rainbow, and sometimes like we just want to keep our... Like I think I would rather take 3 frost over those 3. And you need to upgrade this so it doesn't exhaust. This is good. Give me the Ice Lance, bro. It's kind of like a low ceiling pick, but I'll take it. JNF says, yeah, we call the country Feetslands, Bike Land. That's funny. Warmax says, shout to Not Just Bikes. That is the channel I was thinking of, Not Just Bikes. The message got read out. I will suggest to refresh. Oh, yes. Refreshed. Refreshing worked, so I'm glad to hear that. Eels. Yeah, they're called Fietsbed. And because the country is totally flat, if you wanted to, you could just ride a bike in a straight flat line for 100 kilometers. You could totally do that. That's crazy. That's actually really awesome. And, I do want the energy, bro. I feel like we don't really need this because, like, we don't really have specific cards we want to play. It's really just creative AI. This really is just a random bullshit Go deck. And, like, creative AI is hard for us to play because we don't have energy. And Iceland's is energy. We play, like, Turbo all the time. Just having energy is good. And Thralled is a really tough curse to have, but we're going to take it, and hopefully it all works out. We're going to hit the shop early. Go here. And do something like that. I need to spend this money, bro. I believe this is the best path for us. This only has one heal, though, which is kind of scary to me. We might actually go this path, which has 2 heals. Gives me some time to earn some money. I'm just very afraid, bro. And who are our 2 bosses? This new boss, which I've never played before, and this boss, which I feel like is the easiest boss. So if we can beat this boss, we have a chance to clear A10 on defect for the first time. Also, I have 30 minutes because I have a pretty hard stop at 1 o'clock because I got shit to do later. So we're gonna try to speed run this, at least for me. Dylan's handle says I think lad is the opposite of introvert. Yeah. That's true. A lad, it probably is the opposite of an introvert. Okay. I'm gonna catch up on chat, and then I'm gonna use my brain to figure out how to do this. And now I'm just gonna start skimming the chat to important messages. Miguel Torres III, 6826, says, Dead, I may not or may not be from the future, and I may have come to bet my house on USA winning the World Cup. That's right. That's right. There's still time to get on the bandwagon. There's still time to believe. I believe that we will win. There's time for everyone, bro. Everyone's allowed to be an American this summer. Jano says, oh no, you don't know what an SRE is. No, I don't, bro. Is this software resplendent engineer? I don't know. Diver says, JNMF is a sweet veteran. Zaduda says, who says it's called soccer? I said it's called soccer, bro. Jano says, I'll go make dinner. I still like you, bud. That's okay. I know I'm an ignorant. I'm a fake nerd. I know all the software engineers with ponytails think I'm a fake nerd. That's fine. Have a beautiful dinner, JNMF. Don't listen to Introverted Madness Doofus. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Zudu says, you need to play faster than light. Once again, I've heard that FTL is a good game. I'll try it. Neil Torres says, you should try R6, Rocket League, or UFC Online would be hilarious. Rocket League is fun. I've played Rocket League before. UFC Online sounds very funny. That actually sounds like a very funny game to play. I'm going to add it to my fucking tabs so I can remember to play that. UFC Online game? $5.99 a month. It's crazy they got a subscription service for a fucking game. Rage and Ryu 8382 says, honestly, ever since the nerf, I don't think I picked Voltaic, but I'm honestly just better at defect in general from before. Okay, this is your first time faking Aeon? Good luck. Thank you, Ryu 83826. I heard like his thing is he gives you, I didn't like read too much into it, but I did see from my perusal on the subreddit, he puts like some crap into your hand, some withers or something. We'll see. Yeah, Voltaic used to almost be like an instant pick. I could see why they nerfed it, because at 1 energy, it was like really powerful before. But 3 energy seems like it is a little too hard in the opposite direction. But what do I know? Give me the Ice Lance, bro, because this guy is gonna hit very hard. He's very scary. I would like some block. Deborah says, if I saw your message, please anyone win the World Cup at USA. If they win, they won't shut about it. It's so true. See, Dead Paradise, the way you feel about the USA winning the World Cup is how I felt about the Knicks winning the championship. I'm like, please let anyone but the Knicks win the fucking championship, because if the Knicks win, all I'm gonna have to fucking hear all summer is the Knicks. It's gonna be actually so insufferable to live in New York City now that the Knicks have won, and guess what? They won. This city's about to become so fucking annoying this summer. So, I can actually understand how you feel, Dead Paradise. Warmike says, site reliability engineer. Okay, that makes sense. It's basically sysadmin, but really fancy and paid 3 times as much. Okay, I feel like I've heard of site reliability engineers, okay? Don't blame me for not knowing every single fucking acronym in the fucking book, okay? But yeah, I could see why also the ponytail people would blame me for not knowing what that is. We're gonna channel this. Amazing, we're doing great. We're blocking pretty well. I'm not gonna spend the potion on 5 damage. Warmike says, my thesis supervisor's main job is SRE or DevOps or whatever they call it. SRE or DevOps, yeah. I mean, there's lots of words for it. They do be wording, those people. They do be wording. Oh god, not the enthralled, bro. We just don't have, oh, maybe we do have enough. Here we go, colorless potion. I'm glad I didn't use it, bro. All of this shit is useless, bro. These are, I was hoping we'd get a damage card. We didn't get a damage card. Extremely tragic. I guess we will be saved. Oh no! Thank God for a letter opener. Letter opener, I take back all the slander I gave you. You're amazing. Thank you so much, letter opener. You actually like, that actually might have been really important to our run, saving like 30 damage right there. Obviously, I will make a power. I do not want any attacks added to this fucking deck. At the end of it, combat upgrade a random card seems really good. 2 strength and 2 dexterity also seems really good. What would we want to upgrade? Like, what do we need upgraded here? A null upgraded would be nice. A cool-headed upgrade would be nice. 2 dexterity, though, is really nice. Especially since we have oddly smooth stone. That's 3 dexterity, dudes. Give me the expertise. The improvement also honestly doesn't help us on our boss fight. It's just a curse on the boss fight, so it scares me. Miguel Torres III, 8626. UFC 6 is the newest one. I did just Google it and saw UFC 6. Seems interesting. Seems interesting, that's what I'll say. We don't have enough sauce to kill anyone, but I do really want to block hard. So if we could block hard, I would really appreciate that. Deck. Help me draw 2. Let me see what we got. Alright, we're going to full block here, because I don't want to lose max HP. Glasswork first. 18 block. We need 28 block. Give me this. And then give me one of these. We will lose some max HP, but not a ton. Yeah, I think it would be pretty funny to play, and it looks like it's only $6 a month. I will subscribe to UFC 6 for 1 month, and then immediately cancel my subscription. But it does seem like a fun game to fuck around with. It seems like a fun game to fuck around with on stream for the purposes of my stream. If you catch my drift. We actually do have enough to block you, so I'm gonna hit you here and hope. I was hoping that would hit that evoke would hit you, but it didn't. But that's fine. We're still able to full block. Formax says, "And I would love to get into it myself, but the number of tools you gotta learn scares me." Warmike, I mean, I feel like in the age of AI, it doesn't even matter how many turns or how many fucking tools you know, because you can fucking learn the tool in fucking 2 seconds with AI, you know what I mean? So, I believe in you, Warmike. You can do it. Miguel Torres III, 6826, dead. I don't even like soccer. I would never shut about it ever. Dead versus LOL. Yeah, bro. If England, I mean, how embarrassing would that be for like England if the U.S. won the World Cup? It would just be so embarrassing. for every other, like, supposedly good team in the World Cup, like Spain and fucking Brazil and everyone. This is really good. This is exactly the card we need because we create, like, a bunch of statuses. So give me this card. It would be so embarrassing for you guys, and as an American, I would never let you guys live it down. You guys would get so embarrassing. Oh, and we got our fucking Wongos to trigger. I didn't even realize. We got a Shuriken, which is really good. A Festive Popper. Once again, not my favorite thing, but we have a lot of... I feel like we have a lot of AoE shit, so that's good. Data Disc is really good, so that's amazing. Give me my White Noise. Defrag is really good. Amazing. We have now 5 focused starting. So this Ice Lance should be really, really good. Which it is really, really good. And then give me a Cold Snap, bro. And we triggered our Shuriken. Amazing. Let's draw. Hopefully not a good card. Drew a good... Of course. Of course. Why would the universe not absolutely dick slap me there? That's what I get. I just deserve that. Hit you with this. Maybe we should have dual casted, but that's fine. We're gonna full block anyway. Although maybe if we had dual casted, actually we don't even need to play this because we can full block without even adding statuses to our deck, which is amazing. Dead Pair says, or Miguel Torres the third 6826. Do you play League? You seem like you play League. And Dead Pair has some evil face emojis. If you're asking me, Miguel Torres the third 86 or no 6826, I do not play League. Everyone in my high school loved to play League. But I never got into League myself. Seemed like a super nerd thing to do, and I was like, you know what? I'm super cool. Actually, not a super nerd. Actually, a really cool guy. So I never got into League. Although, a lot of people, yeah, I know League's very, very popular. It's fucking enthralled. No choice but to play it, which is bad because this is a turn we're taking a ton of attack. Let's just block here. And once again, we're just gonna let our Darkness Orb cook up. We're taking 13 damage, not ideal, but also not the end of the world. Why is this deck good, bro? I actually don't understand. Because normally I feel like my decks are trash. And this deck seems like a normal deck to me, but it's doing okay, so I don't know. Let's play an Uproar so we don't overclock like a fucking garbage-ass strike. We evoked our Darkness, but we got it. I think it's because the Darkness is really good for dealing damage, and then like we kind of just get our orbs popping, which gives us like block and damage, just like chip block and chip damage. But Creative AI is like a nice random bullshit go card, and then I think our relics are also coming in really clutch. Like all these relics, they're like random chip relics, like 1 dexterity, who cares? 3 damage each attack, who cares? But then like all of them combined, 1 focus, who cares? All of them combined seem pretty good. So that's my take on why our deck is good. I've got no idea though. See, why is FTL doing 10 damage? Is crazy, bro. Let's do that. We can full block now, so let's play the Creative AI just in case. Dead Pair says, I've never played League. I'm a dirty little console goblin gamer. Shout out all the console gamers out there, bro. Oh my god, we need to kill you this turn, bro. So, evoke your leftmost orb. This doesn't kill you, actually. So, actually what I want to do... Does this kill you? Channel 1 glass. Let's see if this kills you. It does kill you. What was I worried about? Shadow Shield could be really good. I'm a little worried that our deck is getting a little thick. And I don't know what the Aeon Glass does. So at this point, I may skip these 2 cards. A Shadow Shield could be really nice. But like 1 energy 5.5 block doesn't seem that good to me. A charge battery could be nice, but at 4 energy, we seem to be fine on energy. What we really need to do is just like get through our deck fast so we can play Creative AI, get the null charged, and then play it. So maybe a Shadow Shield is good because it's a Darkness Orb, man, and it's some block. Fuck it, Give me the Shadow Shield. That could be a massive mistake. Probably not a massive mistake, but it could be a mistake, but we'll do it. Miggletour says Sean Struckland, Justin Gaethje, and Team USA winning would be the biggest year for America since the end of the Cold War. Miguel Torres the third, 6826 says, dead, I am also a button maker. I know, and it's America's 250th anniversary. It would be absolute madness, lads. Absolute madness if we won the World Cup. Give me this. And give me that, bro. Dead, I'm also a button masher. I like my Switch, but honestly, I haven't played my Switch in a while. Honestly, the only game I've been playing recently is Slave Spire, because it's such a, like, dopamine hit game. And, like, I feel like I don't have the patience to play Legend of Zelda anymore. Which I understand is a very, funny thing to say. It's not like Legend of Zelda requires deep patience or anything. Alright, we're going to take a decent hit here. 8 damage, you know. Single-digit hit, but still a pretty big hit. But we'll live. We will live. That is a true statement. Give me the overclock. Give me the white noise. Echo form is amazing. We will take 6 damage. But Echo form can just help us end this fight really fast, which I really want to. I want to end this fight really fast because I'm afraid if we let this fight drag on, we're going to be taking more damage than we would like. So, we don't really need this. It won't even be worth it. Considering the damage we'll take. So give me that. Evoke this. Give me the Echo form. We'll take some damage. We'll take some damage. Another 8 damage hit. But we do have a rest site coming up. That's exactly why we wanted a two rest site place. And we get 2. So does this get to play? This should do a lot of damage because this gets Echo form, bro. And we fucking Ice Lanced you, bitch. Fucking die, bitch. A hologram's also really good, man. But, I feel like there's a mathematical formula to figure out if hologram is good. Because it's like, hologram basically cuts your deck size in half. Because, like, if you play... Let's say, like, I really want to draw Null again. If I play Null, and then I draw a hologram, instead of having to wait for my whole deck to cycle, I can just play the hologram. However, there's a downside, which is that if I draw a hologram first, I am now 1 card behind on drawing the cards I want to draw. However, because our deck is 28 cards, and it's kind of big, I feel like it could be useful to have a hologram, just so we don't have to super cycle around our deck once we get our darkness cards. I guess that's also why I have a Shadow Shield, is just so that we have 2 opportunities to play a darkness card, and we don't have to, like, once again, shuffle around to get it. But, who knows, I could be talking out my ass, I don't know. Okay, this is good. This is good. We need a darkness because this is scaling. I would like a darkness, please. A scavenge is also very good because it helps us thin our deck out. However, it's a little slow for me. I feel it's a little slow for our deck, so I'm not going to take it. I'm torn between Runic Capacitor and card removal. Runic Capacitor would just really let us cook up our dark orbs for really long, which is scaling. Removing a card lets us get rid of this fucking strike, and I hate having strikes in my deck. I feel like having scaling is more important than my hatred of strikes, so we're going to take that card. We've got 13 minutes before I have to go, so we're going to, once again, here we go. MLG moves. I love seeing the relic list get long. Means I'm feeling confident with my long relic list, even though I don't remember off the top of my head what half of this shit is. This guy hits really hard. This guy's scary, bro. You scare me, dude. So here we go. What can we do? Random power. First time I draw status. That's really good because as we have said, we generate a lot of statuses. I'm gonna play a zap. I'm gonna play this dexterity because this guy hits hard and he's frightening me right now. I feel like this might also be a good time to spend the Gambler's Brew. This is the last elite we're gonna face before the boss anyway. We have to kill this guy to win. So, I'm thinking Zap, Shadow Shield. That'll give us 14 block. We actually can block fine without without needing to spend this potion. So actually, I'm not going to spend the potion. Basic Wombology. It says, change my name because I realized it maybe wasn't very smart to have my name out there. LOL. Hello, Basic Wombology. Welcome to the stream, Basic Wombology. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Basic Wombology. It's okay. I get it. I respect. If you want to have your name out there, that's fine. If you don't want to have your name out there, I also respect it. Everyone's got to live their own lives. Everyone's got to live their own lives and do what's best for them. That's okay. That's all I gotta say on that. And that's on God. Alright. Yeah, we have enough block here. We got enough block. 3 damage. That's nothing, bro. And now, with our beautiful runic capacitor, this darkness orb will be cooking. It will be absolutely cooking, mates. Ice Lance is good. Block. I think we want to play the Ice Lance. I really wish we had a turbo so we could Ice Lance and null you. But we don't. So give me a block. This is 10 block. Let's block like that. We're going to take 10 damage. Once this guy hits hard, bro. This guy is fucking scary, bro. Oh my god. Can you stop dealing me 30 damage, bro? I don't like it. I wasted my nunchaku on a strike. Didn't need to do that, but that's okay. We drew a turbo. Who knows? Maybe it'll all work out. Draw me an overclock. FTL. Glad I drew the overclock first. Here we go, bro. Give me the darkness. Well, actually, you know, we do want a darkness. We don't want the darkness so at the back that, like, it's impossible for us to trigger. I feel like this is a good spot for the darkness. Trigger that. Glass first, so that it can trigger first, because it degrades. Even with that. And we don't even need to add a status to our deck. Although, with our iteration, we actually do want to draw statuses. Although the status would have made us lose energy, so that's not good. Okay, healing for 46 damage, bro. That's fucked up, bro. That's extremely fucked up that you're hitting me for 46 damage right now. Luckily, I drew my fight through at the exact right time. We're gonna draw a cool-headed. We're gonna fucking uproar. No, not uproar. We're gonna overclock. We're gonna fucking shadow shield. We actually blocked enough. Fuck you, Soul Nexus. You got nothing on my ass, bro. See, I feel like with the defect in Slave Aspire 2, once you get your engine going, you're actually like you're actually doing really well. And once again, I don't even really understand it. I feel like I'm like, why are we doing so well? This might be the time to play the Gambler's Brew. Actually, I should have played the Gambler's Brew before I played the fucking Enthralled, so that I didn't have to waste 2 energy. But this might be the time to play the Gambler's Brew. Hope we draw the dual cast and something that triggers an orb and then kill you. Or at the very least, or we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. I should have done this before I drew the Enthralled, but that's whatever. Dual cast, my love, my dual cast, amazing. All right, Eternal Feather, so amazing. Synchronize is really good. I keep adding random crap to my deck when, like, I possibly should not be adding random crap to my deck. Synchronize is good because we do generate a lot of orbs. But if we draw it early, that sucks. Synchronize is a win more card, actually, for our deck. So I will be skipping you, Synchronize, although I love you. I love you. I wish I could see you again. We don't even need to rest because of our Eternal Feather. We can upgrade something, bro. I feel like we should upgrade. It's going to be between Hologram, Cool-Headed, or Darkness. Hologram is good because if it doesn't exhaust, we can draw our cards faster. Cool-Headed is good because drawing 2 is good. Help us move through our deck faster. This might be actually the worst choice, Darkness, upgrading Darkness, but I'm going to do it because I feel like this helps our scaling. And and I scaling. That's all I know is to scale. I just want to scale, bro. So here we go. And we get to upgrade again right there, so it's fine. I'm not going to fight another elite. Fuck you. Serve as today's decider. Now, this is going to be annoying, because we're going to get a curse. Oh, no, we don't need a curse. I'm not adding a regret to my deck, bro. Not when I'm right about to fight the boss. I am simply going to heal. Oh my god, did they change that event so that you don't automatically get a fucking curse? No, do not give me a curse. I want no curses, sir. No curses. Small divinations. Because I want no curses. This is a potion, right? Give me a potion. Thank you. No curses. Thank you. No curses. Droplet of precognition. Choose a card in your draw pile and add it to your hand. So good, bro. We're actually max HP just through the Eternal Feather. I can upgrade. I think I'm going to upgrade the hologram. Although I love upgrading Cool-Headed. Just having a hologram that doesn't exhaust. I feel like once again, it just helps our cycling. So here we go. Here we go. 5 minutes to the end of stream. And we're going to ball. Aeon Glass. You motherfucker. We drew fucking Enthralled on our first turn. It's really offensive, and you're doing 32 damage to me on my first turn, which is doubly offensive, and you have 500 health? That's like triply offensive, bro. Unplayable, at the end of the turn, if this is in your hand, take 3 damage. Don't we have a card that fucking gets rid of exhaust, or gets rid of statuses? It's in our hand. Is it in our hand? Didn't I pick a card that lets us get rid of fucking statuses or something? Or did I hallucinate that? It's Compact. Alright, Compact will help us get rid of these withers. Alright, what do we want to do here? We do not want to take 32 damage. That's what we want to not do. So, I will be playing an Enthralled because I have to. There's no way around it for me. Even if I draw a Droplet of Precognition, can I get rid of that card somehow? No, because I have to play this card first. So we're going to play that, and now we're going to figure out what we're going to do with 2 energy, which really sucks, because we're taking 32 damage. Raijin Ryu 8382 says the trial event has like 6 or so different options. I think that's the only one that doesn't give a curse! Oh my god, we've been blessed by the Slay of Spire Gods today. They want me to beat this level. They want me to be A10, although drawing Enthralled on the first turn when this guy's hitting for 32 is really bad. We're going to play Overclocked. Because I want to play Overclock. So that's what we're going to do. We drew an Uproar. Now, Uproar's really good, but I can't play it because we're about to get smacked. What I think I would like to do is play my 2 block cards and only take 13 damage. Sorry. And we're going to save that Droplet of Precognition for when the time is right. We're going to play the Zap, Charge Battery, Glasswork. There we go. Ouch. Owies. 15 damage. This is the most trash hand I've seen in my... what the hell? Most trash hand I've ever seen in my life? We're going to play Sweeping Beam. And then we're going to see what we're going to get. And then we're probably going to play our Droplet of Precognition. Is it worth... yeah, we're going to play Sweeping Beam. What do we get? Turbo! Amazing. Amazing. This is a perfect time for Droplet of Precognition too. I think this is where we're going to play Droplet of Precognition. And I think I'm going to play... I think I'm going to take my Ice Lance so I can get my fucking engine online. It's a great time too because I have Turbo. We're going to Mad Science so that this does 2 extra damage. You never know. That might come in handy. We're going to Turbo. Get rid of his Wither. Fuck you. Oh, we could have just... oh, we should have done that first, because, yeah, now we can draw. What do we get, man? Nope. I don't want to add 2 wounds into my deck for no reason. I'm willing to take 4 damage. Oh, fuck! What the fuck? Every 6 cards I play add a Wither to my hand. That's fucking awful, bro. Alright, here we go, man. I probably messed that up, bro. That's my bad. So this guy punishes playing too many cards. However, I need to draw through my deck, bro. I simply need to play all these cards that are probably not a... Yeah, I'm going to be adding a ton of withers to my deck, which this guy punishes. So here, we don't need to play any of these cards. We're not going to take damage. I don't need another ball lightning. I don't need a dual cast. What we need is our darkness orbs to charge up and to block and to get rid of all those fucking withers. So here, I'm going to hit you with this, bro, to get our fucking null out there. I get our fucking darkness orb out there. And then I'm going to block. I'm getting a wither. I gotta live with it. I gotta be economical with my card choices here. 13 damage. We've lost half our health, and I don't feel very confident because we're about to take a ton of damage. Somehow, bro, how did I draw enthralled on my first hand again after the reshuffle? This is actually bullshit, bro. I feel like we have to play the darkness. We can't take 32 damage on this turn, bro. We simply can't. So, although a creative AI is very useful, I simply cannot afford to take that much damage. And getting our darkness orbs popping is very nice. Alright, we've got a little bit of like, you know, our engine a little bit set up here. We're gonna play the uproar and get two trash attacks out of our deck. Let's do that. Get the FTL out of here, bro. I'm adding so many withers. That's okay. We're gonna Shadow Shield. We got so many darkness orbs, bro. I just need the darkness orbs to pop off. And then we're not gonna play a defend because I don't want to get another wither. The withers are getting upgraded, bro. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? I don't like this shit, bro. 41 damage. Not great. Not great. Overclock. Cool-headed. Fight through is amazing. That's gonna save our ass right here. Fight through. So many withers. We just need all these darknesses to pop in, and then we might get it, bro. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, bro. Dude, this guy does so much damage, bro. We didn't get there, boys. We didn't get there. I feel like this was a beautiful run, though. A beautiful first run against Aeon Glass. We did get to the final boss. We just didn't have enough block, I think. We just didn't have enough block or draw. And our engine, it got set up, but it just didn't get up in time. Maybe I should have gotten that fucking multicast, bro. That multicast, I didn't even get to play my fucking creative AI. So maybe a multicast would have been the better choice, bro. Who knows? We'll never know. Because I believe I am about to die. Unless my math is wrong, which is not. Alright. TA says, damn, this boss is hard. It is hard. That's our hard stop for the day, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Actually, you know what? We do have to end every stream with openguessr. We do have a little bit of time. You know, we got 5 minutes to end the stream with openguessr. So everyone, feel free to get your snarky last remarks in before the stream ends. We will be ending with openguessr as always. I feel like I want to end actually with aita guessr, which was fun from last time. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end with aita guessr instead. We're gonna, and then maybe, well, yeah. I love ending with like the music kicking in with fucking openguessr, but aita guessr was such a good time last time. We're just gonna read through these, and that'll be a stream, y'all. Esauce 8920 says, finally finished the stream. Welcome. Or, sorry, why did I say welcome? I'm glad you made it to the end of, I guess goodbye is really what I should say. I'm glad you made it to the end of the stream. Esauce 8920. It was a very fun, I'm glad to have had everyone. It was a very fun stream for me. I had a great time fucking playing my fucking video game. We did well. We did well. Alright, here we go. This is already I'm already laughing at the title. Sockless says, yes, aita guessr, here we go. Am I the asshole for asking my friend not to name her cat after a criminal? I would say it depends on the criminal. If you're going to name your cat Bonnie, that's fine. If you're going to name your cat fucking, Osama bin Laden, maybe don't name your cat Osama bin Laden. My 21F roommate, Allie. I don't think the age is relevant here. Allie rescued the cat a few weeks ago. It is her cat, but I help with taking care of her. We've compiled a list of potential names for the cat. She's orange, so a lot of names are themed around her color. One of them is Orange Juice. Allie wants to name this cat Orange Juice and call her OJ for short. I don't think this is a good idea because of OJ Simpson. I instantly want to say not the asshole, because you can't let OJ Simpson ruin orange juice for everyone. So what? No one is ever allowed to buy orange juice ever again because OJ Simpson killed someone. And let it be known that technically he was acquitted of the murder of his ex-wife. That being said, I do believe, based on the facts and evidence, he did murder his ex-wife, and that was a miscarriage of justice. But let it be known, in a court of law, he was found innocent of the crime that everyone roasted him the most for. Although he is a criminal, I believe he had some gambling debt, or he stole something. He was a criminal for that. But I don't think you can let OJ Simpson ruin OJ for everyone, bro. Orange Juice is a very cute name. This person's crazy. Allie thinks it's the best name ever, and since the cat is an escape artist, she wants to able to say the juice is loose. That's so funny. And just for that, you should be able to, yes. Honestly, it's so funny. I told her I think it's a bad name and I don't want her naming the cat that. She got mad at me and said I have no say in the naming process of her cat. I think she should name her that because I still am around the cat. Honestly, it's her, what I was going to say this, it's her cat. The fact that you helped take care of her is almost irrelevant. If you don't want to take care of her, just say I don't want to take care of her. But, like, you don't get to name the cat. I still have to live with the cat, and I don't want a cat named after a criminal. It's not your cat, bro. If you don't want... If you should have said... You should have made these stipulations before she adopted the cat. If you allowed her to adopt the cat, and you didn't say before she adopted the cat, here are the boundaries around the cat. You didn't say, hey, the cat has to be black. The cat has to be litter trained, potty trained. The cat has to be named after someone who is a well-abiding citizen, a law-abiding citizen in the eyes of God. You didn't say those things. So there's no take backsies, bro. Am I the asshole for asking her to name it something else? You are 1,000% the asshole, bro. How Reddit voted. Everyone's 13,000 people said she's the asshole and 0 people said she's not the asshole. How is that possible, bro? 13,000 people said she's not the asshole. OJ stood for orange juice before the other guy came along, and it's not like anyone stopped using OJ as an acronym for orange juice since then. You're the asshole, sorry. Nah, I'm not even sorry. You are just the asshole, bro. Am I the asshole for calling my daughter a fucking idiot? Probably, bro. You probably should have found a fucking nicer way to say that shit. My 19-year-old daughter? You're probably mega the asshole, bro. Maybe you could call your 40-year-old daughter a fucking idiot as a joke. Your 19-year-old daughter, bro? She's fresh out of high school. What the hell, bro? My 19-year-old daughter has been home since school shut down and everyone's nerves are just frayed from too much time together. My wife is having issues with her family. Our son just got married without telling anyone, and we think he made a huge mistake. And my wife is under a lot of stress. Notice that none of this has anything to do with the daughter. Your wife is having issues. Your son did something that you don't like, so you took it out on your daughter, is what I'm hearing. My daughter dyed her hair pink last night, and I took it out on my daughter. And when my wife saw it, she started to cry. She was not crying over the hair. If it wasn't the hair, something else would have triggered it. But my daughter could not let it go. She kept harassing my wife about why she didn't like the hair. My wife said she was going to bed and lock the door, and my daughter was still going on from outside the door. I told her to grow up and stop acting like a fucking idiot, and now she'll barely speak to either of us. You're the asshole, bro. There was a much nicer way for you to have said that, bro. You could have just said, hey, here's what you should have said, bro. You should have went outside with your daughter. You should have said, hey, daughter, I don't think mom actually doesn't like your hair. I think she's under a lot of stress right now. She has issues with her family. Your brother, we've got a whole situation going on with our brother. The pink hair is just the straw that broke the camel's back. And she's just under a lot of pressure right now. She's not crying because... She's not stressed out because of your hair. She's got a lot going on. So I personally love your pink hair. As a father, you should have just said you love her pink hair. That's all she wanted. She just wanted some validation. Just say, I love your pink hair, and your mom's stressed. Can we talk about it later? I think your daughter would understand that mom is super stressed out. You absolutely should not have called her a fucking idiot and told her to fucking leave us alone. What the fuck, bro? I can't believe you raised... That's probably why your son got married without telling anyone. Because he was afraid you were going to call... He was afraid you were going to call him a fucking idiot, bro. You fucking dick-faced father. Bad father alert. Am I the asshole for changing the Wi-Fi password after my son blocked me on Instagram? My 16-year-old son has an Instagram account where he posts things involving his sports friends and links to his TikTok account. An Instagram account where he posts things. Okay, so he has an Instagram account. I don't know why he had to specify this. Changing the Wi-Fi password after my son blocked me on Instagram. I would say yes, bro. Why? Of course your son blocked you on Instagram, bro. Don't take it personally. You're just his parents. Occasionally I like to see what he posts since he doesn't share a lot with me, even though he is with me every other week. Bro, your son needs some privacy, bro. I don't know why, like, you're trying to, like, fucking... Everyone needs some privacy. Even if he's your son, he needs a place where he can have his alone thoughts. You ever hear of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, bro? That's why fucking kids have diaries. Sokla says, I'm with the son. I'm already on the son's side, too, already. I don't think you should be... This seems a little over the top. Change the Wi-Fi password. Because your son won't let you see what he posts on his Instagram, which is probably just fucking memes. He no longer has internet access. Doesn't he have, like, homework to do, bro? Don't you want him to, like, fucking do... Even if it's a summer. Don't you want him to do fucking summer something and something, you know... You gotta let him have the internet connection, bro. Come on. Last week, I posted a couple of thumbs-up emojis on a video of him doing backflips on trampoline with his friends and my 10-year-old son. That was rare because my sons do not hang out, so seeing a short video of them playing was sentimental to me. Okay, I mean, she didn't do anything wrong there. But let's see what else happens. I found out this week my 16-year-old blocked me from his IG account when I went to see if he posted anything new. Esos8920 says, there is so much context missing. Some shit probably went down before he blocked her. There probably is some context missing, bro. Because, let's see. I thought he deleted his account. He told me he didn't want me to comment on his account because it was embarrassing. I mean, I believe that that could just be the trigger. And I think I told him I was his dad, and he said why that is why it's so embarrassing. This stupid dad alert, bro. Why is today's AITAs like two of the stupidest dads I've ever seen in my life? Obviously, like, just having a dad is embarrassing, bro. So I decided to change the Wi-Fi password until he comes over next week and will not give it to him until he unblocks me. Edit. His account is public, so anyone can view or leave comments. It's hardly private. Once again, this is horrible parenting. My son did something, so instead of being the adult in the room, I did something extremely passive-aggressive to force my son to be the bigger man and come to me and talk to me, instead of being a fucking adult and talking to my son and asking him, why don't you want me to see your Instagram, son? And then the son would talk, and then you would say, oh, I'm not trying to embarrass you, I just want to see you having fun. You know, this is harmless. This is an overreaction, though. It's harmless. It's harmless that he liked the post. He could just have a conversation instead of doing this stupid passive-aggressive bullshit. I wouldn't even say he is a little bit of an asshole for doing this. This is like a passive-aggressive asshole move, bro. You're the asshole, bro. Obviously, you're the asshole. Or Mike says a website owned by Facebook is not the place to go if you want some privacy. That's very true. I think he just means, like, he doesn't want his dad to, like, embarrass him. Which I can totally... I mean, I was a 16-year-old boy once. I could totally understand. I think this dad is being extremely silly. He is... And he's being a bad dad. Two of the worst dads I've ever seen not using their words correctly. This guy not even using his words. The previous dad saying, fuck you, daughter. The dad urge to be a fucking idiot is weird. Or Mike says, and honestly, a parent looking through what his child is posting online publicly is pretty reasonable. I think it's reasonable, but he didn't even say that he doesn't want him to look at his account. He said he didn't want him to comment on his account. He didn't say you can't look at my account. He blocked him because he didn't want to comment on his post anymore. I think this dad is just this dad, and once again, he's 16 years old. I find it very hard to be like, your 16-year-old son, your 16-year-old fetus son is an asshole because he's 16. You know what I mean? You're obviously the asshole because you're the dad, and you should be a dad at this point and know that you just gotta fucking, step up and be a fucking dad and use your words and not be a fucking passive aggressive idiot. All right, we're gonna end with openguessr. We're gonna wait for the music to kick in, and then that will really be it. Thank you everyone for joining me on stream. I had a great time. Wrapping it up with openguessr too. That was very fun to chit chat about. And here we go. We're wrapping it up. Armando Zamora, 3 Petrillas por Colonia. What does that mean, bro? I believe we are in a Spanish-speaking country. Diaz. Now, that's a Spanish word if I ever seen one. What is this, bro? A bunch of tarps hanging over this fence. Where is the center of town? Maybe this way? Ormac says, oh, I missed it because your picture covers up a part of the post. Oh my god, I totally realized that my face was in the wrong time this whole stream because it was also covering up part of the Slave Aspire gameplay, but that is what it is. Basic Wimbology says, peace out, home slice, peace out. Basic Wimbology, thanks for joining me on stream. Had a great time. Hope everyone has a beautiful rest of your day, beautiful life, all that good stuff. Cyclist is another fun stream. Thank you, sir. Still waiting for next week. Already waiting for next week. Yeah, next week it will be like 4 a.m. for the Asian time zone people. But that's life, I guess. That's life in the jungle. I guess one day I gotta stream at like 5 a.m. my time to make it up for the Asian homies. So it's the perfect stream time for everyone. I'll try to rotate 5 p.m. everyone's time. I feel like 5 p.m. is the correct time to stream. But we'll see. We'll see. I could believe that we are somewhere in South America. Where in South America? I just don't know, bro. Maybe Ecuador. Maybe... Where's Guatemala? Is Guatemala in Central America, bro? Maybe Guatemala, bro. Guatemala speaks Spanish. I said I had a hard stop at 1 p.m. It is now 1:15 p.m. I have not hard stopped. I lied. Warmake says, have a great weekend, and thanks for the non-4 a.m. in my time zone stream. Have a beautiful weekend as well, Warmake. Hope you're enjoying the post-grad life, man. That's a big accomplishment. Oh, this is Mexico, bro. Look at these Mexican colors, man. All right, I don't know where in Mexico. Let's just pick the center, because that is probably closest to all the places. This is Mexico? Interesting. And thanks for the non-4 a.m. in my time zone stream. That's right, we'll rotate it. We'll rotate it for everyone. Look at all these duckies. So many duckies, y'all. Ducky moose is laying down behind me. We'll end the stream with a moose peep as well. If I can get this to point in the right place. Hey, moose. Oh, that's not you. Where are you? There you are. Wait. Almost. There he is. Hey, moose, you can lay down. Yeah, lay down, Moosey. Yeah? Excited? Okay. It's gonna be a fun day, right? Okay, Moosey. Good boy. Boop. There we go. Sockless says, I've noticed over time, we have a little bit more. And Moose. Everyone's shouting out Moose. Perfect Moose. Debera says Moose. That's right. Shout Moose. Yeah, man, we're just, it's okay. I scheduled the stream, like, super early. You know, it's my earliest stream ever because I wanted to have, like, extra time to get ready for the thing. I gotta get ready for it later, so that's why, yeah, that's why it's okay if I'm a little late. Although these are not the Mexican flag colors, so who knows? But you know what? Why not, bro? Let's guess Mexico. Bobby Hart says, bye, Moose. I know. Moose did just leave a room after I pointed the camera at him. He's like, I'm camera shy. Oh, it's right outside Mexico City, bro. Should have guessed Mexico City, bro. Sakla says, that was the longest eye contact ever, I think. Moose does love to make long eye contact. And the music kicks in, bro. So peaceful. Warmike says, I got to see Moose live this time. That's right. I'm glad that everyone got to peep Moose. Moose is a good boy. Coco holding a plushie. Welcome back, 6022. Welcome back to the stream. Coco holding a plushie, 6022. Says, on my way to the Femptanol concert in Cologne. I've never heard of his artist Femptanol, but that sounds very funny. Cologne. Where is that? In Germany too? That's very exciting. I hope you have a great time at the concert, Coco holding a plushie, 6022. And you came in just in time for me to end the stream because the music kicked in. Where could we be? Exeter 2. This is Germany, bro. Oh my god, we ended the stream in Germany. Maybe this is right outside Cologne, bro. I'm just gonna pick Germany. Dead Paris says, introvert bandits go to train for the next match with... Got to train for the next match with Turkey. That's right. I will be, you know... I got to make all my match day preparations. I gotta meet with Poch to come up with our tactics. That's what it's about, bro. It wasn't Germany, silly. It was... Where's my mouse? It was... What country is this? Sweden, of course. Stocklist is Norway? Close. It was one of those Scandinavian countries. It was Sweden. Alright, that's the stream, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching me. I had a great time on stream. Hope everyone has a beautiful Saturday. A beautiful rest of your life. Once again, here we are in this moment together. And we're about to all head our separate ways, but right now we're together. And that warms my heart. I feel the love. Can you feel the love tonight? I sure can. Alright, that's the stream, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day and a beautiful rest of your life. I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay sane. I'll catch you next time. Dead Paradise says, have a good one, man. You have a good... No, you have a good one. Don't tell me what to do, Dead Paradise. You have a good one. That's right, Gen Z hearts. Gen Z hearts and Millennial hearts. Oh, wait. Millennial hearts? Gen Z hearts? I wonder what Gen Alpha is going to come up with. Maybe they're going to do some fucking... Maybe this will be the Gen Alpha hearts, bro. Who knows? Dead Paradise says, LaBow. That's right. All right. Everyone stay sane. Everyone, I hope you stay sane. No. You don't stay sane first. First, you got to stay safe. These streets be crazy. You got to stay safe. Once you've established your safety and you have a moment to compose yourself, that is when you stay sane. And then that is when I will catch you next time. Wait for it.